Good afternoon, everybody. The time is now 1 p.m. We'll get started with the ceremony. As many of you know, I'm Robert Taylor, the high school principal, and it's with great honor I ask you to rise as we welcome the graduate processional for the year 2023. Please stand. Our phenomenally talented band, and in advance Ms. Sarah Dennison for our entertainment today. May I ask you all please be seated. Family members, parents, friends, students, teachers, administrators, and board members. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Chiang International School for the class of 2023. I'm honored to have the opportunity to stand before you today as a Master of Ceremonies. And as we reflect on our journey where our graduates arrived to this date, let's take pause and enjoy the important moment as well as look to the future with optimism and trepidation. Now, before we get on to the serious part of the show, it's nice to see a full auditorium, so I thought I would take a little bit of time to introduce our graduates a little more informally. I had the pleasure of chasing them around the beach in Phuket for a week, and so I figure a little bit of fun at their expense is going to be good for everybody. Let us now embark on a little bit I would like to call the yearbook time machine. An interesting fact about this graduating class is if you look back, several of them started their careers in education right here in our primary school building at CMIS and have been here their whole lives. Then you look back at the history because this interested me, and there was a couple people in grade 2, grade 1, grade 3, grade 4. Someone in this graduating class joined us in every single year that our little KG students started, with the exception, and I'm sure this is pandemic related, of grade 11. So I want to use our yearbook photos and take a trip back through time. And it took me about 5 days of graphic art. I know I'm kidding, I typed this into an AI generator. You guys wouldn't believe it, it's so easy, you know, and you've probably never heard of these before, but wow, there's my yearbook time machine. Don't use that in university though, please. We start with our gentleman named T, who joined us late. You know, awesome addition T was when he arrived at our school this year. Every year in our graduating class, we have someone that takes a slightly different path. I know sometimes T thinks, well, a lot of other people are going to university and I'm not. Well, T, I want to tell you one thing. When everybody else here, all the other 33 are spending a lot of money next year, you are going to be the one person banking a lot of money. So don't be disappointed. Think, cha-ching. Penelope has traveled the world, lived so many different places, truly an internationally minded global citizen. We're happy she landed here for her final year of high school. Round of applause. Then we go all the way back 2 years ago. Mr. Jacob. Colin is genuine and has a laugh that can light up a room. We almost had to have him airlifted out of Cape Promtep as he snuck all the way down to the seashore and ended up with bloody feet. So, Jack, if you don't mind checking under Colin's gown to make sure he's got appropriate footwear, we don't want any more bloody feet. Thank you. You know, it took me a while to realize this, but I just love Pink's sense of humor. She saw me putting together this slideshow the other day, and she saw this picture, and she looked at me and she said, "Oh, Mr. Rob, no." And I don't think it's that embarrassing. I think you look great, Pink. All right? Aliza, I thought her and I had something in common. She's got Guns N' Roses t-shirts and Metallica t-shirts, and I'm an old guy. I'm like, yeah! And she said, I have no idea who these bands are. That's for sure. So I said, okay, but they're really good bands. You should definitely check them out. Tina. If I could use 2 words to describe Tina, friendly and welcoming. I appreciate that she took Penelope under her wing and other new students to really help them feel comfortable with her genuine honesty and trust. Thank you, Tina. Hong Hong is kind and gentle. Also, once he's out of the robe, you'll see he may be the best dressed man in the room tonight with a lovely new blue suit. Well done, Hong Hong. Everybody's favorite homeboy has grown into a caring and honorable young man. Wow, proud of you, Kendo. Now, I know what you're thinking, mugshot or yearbook photo. I'm really excited for Jack's future. He's got a really strong desire to go down under, move to New Zealand, and I really am excited for all the things that you're going to do there, and we wish Jack the best. Lydia is productive and proactive. She came to see me last year about university recommendations, and her CV has more content than just about every single adult in this room. Wow. Great job. Mara, the strong, silent type. Little known fact, Mara and I are also neighbors, so Nong Pung, Mara, represent. Oh, we're getting the good photos now, great night. Juwan is literally the nicest guy you've ever met. Literally the nicest guy. I mean, he's so nice, he managed to turn a 40-minute delay of a flight into a positive experience. Right? Look at this guy. How did you keep him off an airplane? You know? Come on. Sarah is smart and studious. Unfortunately, Sarah could not be here tonight. She is still trapped in a water slide in Adamant Park, Phuket Island. We really do wish her the best in her rescue efforts. Thank you, Sarah. Tim, I can tell by the laughter. You know Tim is a bit goofy, but in a good way. I mean that, Tim. Okay? Your smart sense of humor and your kindness always show through. You may not have got the MVP, but you're the MVP in all of our hearts. CC, man on crutches. Moving the same speed he normally does. Gifted artist, future architect. CC also came to see me and said, Mr. Rob, wait a second. You know, I also attended high school here in grade 1. Can we use that photo? This one is way too embarrassing. So, naturally, I chose this one. Going back to grade 8, here we go, middle school. So serious in this photo. What you don't know is, later that day, Chiang had 3 AP exams. So, he's very, very stressed at this point. He's got his game face on. I appreciate your resolve and your commitment, excuse me, your commitment to overcoming challenges. You're always willing to lend a helping hand to me, and I've appreciated getting to know you better this year. Thank you, Putter. Ms. Fa, aka Mama Bear, for the whole class. Fa, I know you're going to be a medical doctor, but really, there's always a position open as vice principal of the high school. If med school doesn't work out, we've got something for you. If it wasn't for her, I swear I'd be a disorganized mess. So, thank you for your commitment. Danny is easygoing and unfazed. It could be the most stressful time, but she seems to make things fun and easy. She's always got a smile on. Okay, that lifts up people around her. Thank you, Danny, for being so positive. Still in grade 6 at the beginning of middle school here. Such a cute middle schooler. Look at this guy. What happened to you? Honestly, what happened? Oh, boy. What I can say about Jay Eel, and this is not easy to achieve, Jay Eel is literally respected by every teacher and every member of the graduating class because of his sound values and kind demeanor. Thank you, Jay Eel. Two words to sum up Brianna: contagious joy. I went into Google and I typed perfect yearbook photo and I hit I'm feeling lucky and this came out. Look at this thing. Now, this is not a competition, but Rihanna, you have a winner right here if this was a competition. Well done. Spot yearbook photos like back to grade 5. Took me a while to hear idea actually say words to me. But I made her wait for a full day because I was having so much fun with our mock interviews that she had to come back on the second day, and she absolutely blew my mind. Professional, well-spoken, one of the best mock interviews I've ever held. Tremendous potential here. Well done, idea. I love this phrase, and I think it sums up Isabel. Work hard, play hard. Isabel knows when to have a good time. She's got a vibrant smile, but when it's time to get to work, look out, get out of her way. She means business. But she knows to take her work seriously, and I think this is an important life lesson. She doesn't take herself too seriously. She's always kind and always outgoing. Thank you, Isabel. To grade 3, the little ones. John is a talented artist. John, please don't tell anybody this, okay? This is between you and I, but I stole this yearbook from the library. I'm gonna get you to sign it, and then when you're a massive K-pop star, I'm gonna sell this and retire, okay? So, no pressure, because Mr. Rob is not retiring unless you hit it big. So go get him, all right? Mina, the mayor of CMIS. What is unique about Mina is she can work well and charm people of any age. Whether it's the youngest student we have, people she she doesn't even know, grandparents. Mina has a kind demeanor and the ability to communicate so well with everybody. She's really the glue that holds this together. Great job this year as our student co-president. Thank you, Mina. Another one of our blossoming superstars in the arts. Esau is destined to do great things. This is what I envision. During the week, an amazing and caring healthcare professional. On weekends, Christian rock superstar. It really, one of the things this year that came back was the worship band and the live performances. And this is just where Esau really shined through, along with so many other people. So thank you to your dedication to the arts, Esau, and just being awesome. Also from grade 1, Prin, if I had to choose one word, the word is fearless. She came into my office, she looked at this photo, and she said, wow, I have come a long way. And I agree, you should be proud. Thank you. Lalan's not here today. She is interviewing for University of Bangkok, and she would probably kill me if she saw me putting this photo up. So that is good. She did leave a note though. She wanted me to let you know that this was 2010 and bangs were in fashion. So she went hard. Okay? Thank you, Alan. Mr. Q. Outside of school, he's growing bone cells in the university lab like a real scientist, and he hasn't even graduated yet. When he's in school, he's got his overhead projector teaching younger kids math because that's what he loves most. Thank you for all of your service, both in the community and within our school community. Uh-oh, bit of a rough one here, I know. Parents probably know taking pictures of children this age are very difficult, right? Hey, boom, the camera's up here, buddy. I hope you don't play hockey with your head down like this, you're gonna get rocked. Gotta keep that head up. Just plugging anybody. Boom's strong and solid character, make him an excellent athlete, leader, and person. Thank you, Boom. Our valedictorian and head of class, Miss Yoke, she can be seen here saying, ha 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 ha, I'm going to outstudy all of you. Yoke is quiet and kind and brilliant. Yoke, thank you. Boom is one of the students that I enjoy talking to the most. He's mature, he's an excellent conversationalist, and he's well-spoken and always thoughtful and considerate. Boom, thank you for being a good guy. Now, as we reviewed, Mina only arrived in grade 2, so this is Oren's lonely face. Don't worry, little guy, things are gonna get better next year. You'll be finger painting, she'll give you the look, who knows what's gonna happen. And finally, Mr. CMIS himself. Christopher has a drive and a will to make things happen, and this drive is contagious. This year would have been a fraction of what it was if not for his energy and his resilience. I don't think a lot of people in this room would be surprised next year if we showed up in August and Christopher was just still here. You're welcome to stay, buddy, okay? Always a home for you. Thank you, Christopher. I hope you enjoyed the trip on our yearbook time machine. We are now back to present day, and with that, I would like to kick off the formal part of the ceremony and ask you all to rise for the Royal King's Anthem. I'll give you two choices here. Great superintendent or best superintendent ever. Come on up to the stage, Dr. Sherry Kinnersley. Please put your hands together.
Good afternoon and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2023. A graduation ceremony is also always such a special occasion. It's the culmination of all your hard work, the challenges that you've overcome, the successes that you've had, and then those dreams that keep you up at night about what next year is going to look like and what your future will be. So please take a moment, soak all of this in. This is all about you. Today it's fitting that we commemorate the road that you've traveled, the journey that we've seen you all take, and the journey that you guys have been on for a while together. In addition to that journey, I would like to acknowledge the context and the location of that journey. I think it's important to recognize how fortunate we all are to be here in CMIS. So I'd like to acknowledge the country of Thailand, as well as the uniqueness of Chiang Mai and the Lana culture, and all the blessings and lessons that has infused with you as you've gone through school at CMIS. In addition to our missionary roots, we are uniquely CMIS because of the culture, the traditions, the communities, both past and present. And thank you all for being part of that tradition and that culture and community. I've only been an observer of a small section of your journey, and during this time it has been an honor to watch how the local culture, the character of the school shows up in each and every one of you. We talk about school-wide learner outcomes, and I don't want to, spend too much time, but there are three that I think really go with what Thailand has meant to me in just a couple years, and three that I think you have exemplified to such a huge degree. So I want to recognize a few groups of people, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm recognizing them, okay? The first attribute I want to talk about is kindness, right? The land of smiles, taking care of each other. For all of you, I've seen opportunities when you are caring and you're compassionate, when you listen to others, you show empathy, and you support others in need. That has been shown through NHS. So if you're an NHS member, can you take a moment to stand up, please? Come on, don't make me call you out. Through your work with the carnival, making sure that this is a comfortable place and a fun place for our youngest learners, the service that you provide to our parents to make sure that school, their students' learning is accessible for them through your translation services, you exemplify that. We also have a lot of groups that work on community service. So if you are part of Interact, will you please stand? If you're part of Eco Club, will you please stand? If you are part of Now or Never, will you please stand? Thank you. You guys can sit. I really do I appreciate your work and your dedication to causes small and near and large and far. And your heart and your dedication has come through each day and each month, and I really appreciate it. We also had a group that went the extra mile in this service, and if you were part of the outreach camp, can you please stand? And your service and the interactions that you had with the village, I'll just also take advantage for the best World Cup memory you're ever going to have. So, all right, you guys can sit. The next one is how much we work as a community, and that being collaborative. And I think we see that all throughout the activities that happen at CMIS. How you listen to each other, how you take in different perspectives and work for the common good and to better resource or outcomes. I've seen that in STUCO. If you're a member of STUCO this year, can you please stand? You kept us honest and kept us working and going the extra mile, and you really did bring the heart of the school back. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You can sit. If you were part of the business team that competed in Bangkok, can you please stand? Thank you. Your creativity, your teamwork, and really represent our school outside of Chiang Mai and in a unique field is really remarkable. Thank you. If you've been in drama, in the band, an ISB performance, or in the arts exhibition, can you please stand? All of these aspirations are such a team. They take collaboration, and they show that learning is more than what happens in the classroom. It's what happens when that synergy happens, when we're all together and we make magic. And I really want you to thank you for being part of that at CMIS. It also happens on the sports field. So if you are part of tri-sports, can you stand? Sports is teamwork, collaboration, and I know you guys did a ton of stuff this year. You had huge successes. So thank you for representing CMIS with class and character and great teamwork. Thank you. The last characteristic I pulled out was responsible. And then I started reading it, and it says, in our definition, is that we show up to be our best selves. And so I think of this as the leadership. And leadership happens each and every day in all sorts of ways. And I have seen that in moments of glory, when there is a game won, when the lockout happens and it's a success, when there's a great score on a test. I've also seen a huge amount of leadership this year when you are taking care of a friend in class, when you are reaching out for help for someone that's in a different division that might be in a place that's unsafe, when you go the extra mile to really make sure that a friend is safe. Being an ally, showing your character in the wins and the losses is huge. And I think as someone who is observer, the moments that stand out to me are when you have been your true self, you have been open, you have been honest, and you have looked at struggle or challenge, and you have said, I'm okay. I will show my character, I will have fun, and I will be my best self. You lead this group particularly with humility. It's not about what you're going to get credit for accomplishing. You are doing something for our community. You are true servant leaders with our values and our background. That's important. So please don't lose that aspect. I've seen it in each and every one of you, and that servant leadership is what you build a whole lifetime on. All right? So all of this, if we know that all of their accomplishments, that this graduation is going to be a special one. You are graduating with the knowledge, experience, skills to lead a positive and direct impact in the world. Please go forward with your talent, your imagination, your ingenuity, and most of all, your heart. I have been privileged to observe just a portion of your journey, and I'm excited to celebrate this occasion with you. I know I speak for everyone else at CMIS when I say congratulations, and we are so, so proud of you. If you could all now, we're going to transition to the hymn. If you could stand for our hymn. And the words are in the back of your program, so please sing along.
I have to apologize. I didn't see the rehearsal and didn't realize we had a whole entourage in the teacher band here. This is Miss Dennison and the CMIS Rockettes. They're very well done. Okay. I would like to invite up to the stage to provide a scripture reading and invocation our fearless leader, Dr. Auditorium June.
From Proverbs number 3 to 1 to 8, New International Version. Wisdom bestow well-being. My children, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart. For they will be prolong your life many years, and bring your peace and prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet in your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and humankind. Trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evils. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones.
Thank you, Dr. Auditorium and Dr. Sherry. Your strong leadership gives us guidance and hope. Thank you so much for everything that you do for the students. Now the fun part of the show, it seems to be every year. Well, I've only been here 2, but I can just imagine. Okay, hold on here. Technical difficulties. Seems every year when we try to award the major awards for the graduates, we sort the list, we bring up the GPA, and we have 2 awards to give, and then we look at the list, and there's about a dozen students that may be a valedictorian or salutatorian in any other school, and it is so difficult. Even though it's objective with the numbers, we had a clear valedictorian this year, and then we had 4 other students. And the process began, well, do we factor other things in? Do we try to narrow this down? But I think we did the right thing and awarded the salutatory award to all 4 students who in their own ways are equally deserving of this recognition. So you will see 2 come to the stage to receive their awards who have chosen not to speak. And then there are 2 that will come up following them that will deliver a salutatory speech on behalf of our graduates. I would like to first invite to the stage Miss Isabel Wilson. Sorry, Miss Pat. I am not sure where the plates are for these awards, so please just talk amongst yourselves. We had all of the details in mind, and we forgot the most important hardware. Please just bear with us here for a second. It'll be worth the wait, I promise. Isabel, do you want to tell a story while we're, no? Okay. No problem. That concludes our intermission. Our salutatorian for the class of 2023, Miss Isabel Wilson. Our next salutatory award goes to Miss Mara Ramarzik. Please come to the stage. Mr. Dane's got to review the drawing. Now for my favorite part. I know this makes them very nervous, but I've talked about the speeches and gearing up for this, and I'm really excited for our next three students to come up to deliver the addresses for you. We will start with Mr. Rajanan Lilasu Sri.
Good afternoon, administrators, teachers, students, parents, distinguished guests, and my fellow classmates of class of 2023. First, I want to thank everyone for being here, as today marks a momentous occasion as we celebrate an important milestone in our lives. We have finally gathered here today to not only celebrate our achievements of how far we have come, but also to say our final goodbyes as we part each other to begin a new chapter of our story. Before I start my speech, on behalf of the salutatorians, Chiang and I would like to thank Isabel and Mara for giving us the opportunity to speak in today's commencement ceremony. And also on the behalf of class of 2023, thank you, parents, teachers, and friends, for your endless support and for having such a profound impact on our journey to get here today. Mom, Dad, I can't see you, but you're somewhere in there. Thank you for your love, endless support, and always being on my side. I wouldn't be standing here without your help. To the teachers, thank you, Ms. Hani, for teaching me how to be organized and that being a perfectionist is unrealistic. Dr. Satterfield, for teaching me how to rush out ideas quickly through giving an intense amount of in-class essays. To Mr. Yako, who he actually rushed in today, and he acted sorry, but maybe says actually sorry and ditched us to go to immigration. But thank you for making physics fun for all of us, regardless of how brutal and how evil your class is. Dr. Graham, thank you for your hard work that you put into your teachings and helping out your students. You are truly an inspiration to this school and all of us. And finally, Ms. Bonashu. Not only did she teach me calculus, but was the one who taught me not to be around the bush. With that comes the message for the students. As last week marked hopefully will be a temporary end of my math tutoring journey, I would like to share my own formula, 3-part equation to success, similar to Ms. Bonashu's speech in 2016 to those who are leaving behind. The first part of the equation is to always have a goal in mind. What is it that you want to achieve? What is your dream? When you have a goal in mind, it helps you to stay focused. It keeps you motivated to do whatever that's necessary to accomplish it because of how you know that that goal is something you really want. it is safe to argue that regardless of us having a goal, feelings of procrastination and self-doubt still get to our heads. For procrastinators, you must remember that having a goal is an obligation that you set for yourself. By not putting effort into working on yourself towards your goal, you are weakening your own moral character. Always remember that. Instead, make a start to try to get closer to your goal. Even if you get knocked down and have self-doubts, just know that it is not over and that you can achieve anything if you set your mind to it. You must get back up and persevere even if you have to do that alone, because going through challenges is the only path to self-improvement. The second part of the equation is to always have a growth mindset. In today's society, we're plagued by the ideas of having a fixed mindset. We tend to lean towards believing that we can't get good at something that we're not currently good at. However, those are just thoughts and are far from the truth. Instead, take those moments as an opportunity to get better and to prove yourself wrong. Again, you can accomplish anything if you set your mind to it. On the note of having a fixed mindset, we are also so attached to our own ways of doing things and our own ways of thinking. This is because we're scared to leave what was comfortable behind, which ultimately prevents us from being able to work and improve ourselves. Because of our fears, we tend to fail to acknowledge and accept the constructive criticism that comes in our way, and in return, act defensive in order to distract ourselves from getting hurt or feeling ashamed in front of others. But it doesn't have to be that way. Although criticism can come in all sorts of forms, from a well-constructed email to literally getting yelled at from someone, it all depends on how you take it. We must realize that the experiences that we perceive as being negative were meant and only to elevate us. When you brush it off, you are disrespecting and cheating on yourself by not allowing yourself to grow and be better. The last part of the equation here is to understand what you can and can't control. Upon having a growth mindset to help you achieve your goal, you will face obstacles along the way. These obstacles can be about anything, your family, your work life, or being yourself. The obstacles that we face have one thing in common, and that is people. According to social psychology, we humans are social animals and we tend to care about others more than ourselves. We tend to worry about what others think about us, how others act towards us, and what is happening around us. However, the truth is that we have no control over those things. You can't change people to act in a certain way. You can't expect people to think and act in the same way you do. You can't make everyone like you. We can control our response and behavior to others, though. We can control how we speak and treat others. We can control how we let others affect us. By realizing this, we can put our time and energy in order to establish a sense of internal locus of control. We can then work on and ground ourselves to where we want to be in life. Only then are we able to lend a helping hand to those around us. To those we're leaving behind, especially the juniors, or actually what Sunjin wants me to say, the Korean juniors, thank you all for being there with me and for allowing me to share all the laughter and memories with you. Class, we've come a long way to get where we are today. And for the past 13 years, I just would like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was nice to know all of you. As we begin to embark on our new journeys, I encourage everyone to keep your eye on the goal, to always work towards being a better version of yourself each day, and to help those around you who are struggling. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. That was very knowledgeable and profound. I really enjoyed that speech. Next up, one of the most amazing young men I've ever had the pleasure to know in a professional capacity. I'd like to invite to the stage your co-salutatorian, Chiang.
To everyone's disappointment, I won't be having a slideshow, so. Alright. Ever since I first watched the graduation ceremony in 9th grade, I always imagined wearing a cap and gown, surrounded by family and friends, throwing my cap up, and receiving a diploma from a principal who was wearing a very nice suit. But without the support from our parents, teachers, and staff, this vision would have never come true for any of us. So on behalf of the class of 2023, I would like to say thank you, and thank you. Now for my parting words. This is a story about a bike ride and self-improvement. I often link my life to bike rides because bike rides have all the highs and lows, the building of grit, determination, the crushing failures, camaraderie, and glorious feelings of fulfillment. So, it was a pitch dark morning. After having chugged down 5 bananas, I met up with 2 other idiots, Chris and Joan, to begin our ambitious 100-kilometer ride. We did no training, and one of our bikes was at the brink of breaking down. However, we got the spirit. We were excited to start this journey, just like when we were freshmen in high school, giddy and anxious to walk into Miss Colleen's geometry class. This heightened mood of adventure carried on for a while. We bantered and crackled our way onto the 118 highway. The sky was fading from blue to orange as the sun crept up from the mountains. 10th grade was like our first baby climbs just past the arc near Doisarket. It was our first taste of challenge. Course load became heavier. We took on more responsibilities in school, more clubs, and more extracurriculars to impress colleges. And overall, less free time. However, we powered through these challenges and find humor amongst the suck. Just like how we substituted sunscreen as lubricant for our bike chains. It was a funny sight, and we laughed like 3-year-olds. After the baby climbs came the 30 and 40-degree inclines. At times, the hills became so steep and lactic acid built up so fast that we had to push our bikes up. The comfort of the flat road was completely eradicated. Our morale was low. However, the downhills were thrilling and satisfying. We raced down the hills with feelings of freedom and carefree that erased every single worry we had. But these moments were short-lived. This was 11th grade. With all the stress mounting, APs, SATs, TOEFL, IELTS, leadership positions, extracurriculars, and on top of all of that, the pandemic. Life had a lot of ups and downs. At one point in our bike ride, I vividly remember Chris getting injured badly after an unlucky turn. We were in an obscure road where no help was nowhere near. 30 minutes can pass by and not a single car would appear. There was no signals on our phones, and we were all gassed. However, we had no business wasting time and cycled forward. Chris was leading the team with a badly cut forearm and shoulders. Miraculously, about 50 meters later, a pickup truck showed up and helped us to the nearest hospital. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but in my darkest moments of high school, I always kept the faith that I would eventually make it, that there is always a way out. Then, with that faith, the world has always conspired to help. Just like what happened in our bike ride. And there goes my daily alchemist reference. After the hospital, we headed to McDonald's, ate a good meal, and reflected on the adventure we had that day. Similar to senior year, it was the conclusion of a journey and a time to celebrate. So initially, we wanted to do the 100K bike ride because we wanted to seek a challenge and step outside of our comfort routines. The same way I began my journey where I stepped outside my comfort zone in high school, and the very reason I believe for why I am standing here today. In this day and age, we are surrounded by distractions, and these distractions makes us extremely comfortable. However, the cost of comfort is inheriting a fixed mindset, as aforementioned by Du. Now, I have, not by any means, figured my life out completely, but the single most important lesson I have learned throughout high school is that the journey of self-improvement and self-discovery is daunting. It involves countless ups and downs, tears and laughters, crushing failures, and satisfying success. It also involves being open-minded to accept reality as it is and accepting perspectives and faiths different from you. Give me a second. It takes a whole lot of determination and grit to get to the other side. But if we let the fear of all these things to stop us from starting the journey, then we will always be left wondering what we could have become. Thank you.
Excellent work. Thank you, John. You know, we had 4 salutatorians, and what's amazing about CMIS is I called them in my office and I said, congratulations, 4 of you are tied for salutatorian. And they kind of looked around and they said, who's valedictorian then? And I said, I'm not going to say her name because I'm going to announce it in a minute. But when I told them who the valedictorian was, there was no animosity, there was no competition, there was no negative feelings. They were, yay! They were excited and elated for someone that had such tremendous success in their studies, and it's just great to see that mutual support, even at the highest levels of academia. I would like to invite to the stage your valedictorian for the class of 2023, Miss Yu Rim Kim Prungmaser.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to give a big congratulations to everyone who was able to make it here today. We've had quite a ride in these past years together. As a class, we've gone through a lot of things together, such as floods, senioritis, and a great pandemic. However, despite all that, we still managed to graduate, so I think we all deserve a round of applause. I would like to express my gratitude to the people who have been a constant source of inspiration in my life. To my parents, thank you for raising me, even though I wasn't the easiest child to deal with. To my teachers, thank you for imparting knowledge and valuable lessons, even if I may have been one of the quieter students in class. And to my friends, thank you for being my pillars of strength, creating countless cherished memories that have enriched my school years. Being named valedictorian was once just a distant dream, but now I am honored to hold this title, and I intend to make the most of this opportunity. Throughout my educational journey, I've learned some invaluable lessons that I wish I had known earlier. These lessons can be valuable not only for me, but also for my fellow graduates and those who will come after us. If I could go back and speak to my younger self, there are 2 crucial lessons I would emphasize. First and foremost, I want to emphasize the profound impact of self-love and confidence in our lives. Self-love is not about being self-centered or arrogant. It's about recognizing our worth, being compassionate towards ourselves, and nurturing our well-being. When we love ourselves, we are better equipped to handle the ups and downs of life, to set healthy boundaries, and to pursue our dreams and aspirations. It empowers us to make choices that align with our values and to surround ourselves with positive influences. Thus, instead of harshly criticizing and nitpicking our flaws, we should come to love even those little parts of ourselves. For they are what makes us the unique person we are today. I too have grappled with confidence in the past, and I can attest that it is not something that magically appears overnight. There is a quote by Jun Sincero that resonates deeply with me. You are the only you there is and ever will be. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. Out of all the galaxies, planets, and countries in the universe, there is only one you. Each and every one of us is different in our own extraordinary way, and we should take pride in our differences. We are, after all, stuck with ourselves for the time being, so why not make the best of it? Let us embrace self-love and extend the same acceptance to others, acknowledging the diverse tapestry of individuals without prejudice. I have learned a valuable lesson on the path to confidence. Fake it until you make it. The truth is, none of us truly know what confidence is, or whether it is genuine or is simply an act. Remember, at the end of the day, when we look back at our lives, the small actions we took when we are 17 will not define us. So when you find yourself hesitant, I urge you to listen to your inner voice. Remember, life is too short to live with regrets, and by following your heart, you open yourself up to the world of possibilities. Secondly, I urge you never to give up. I know it may sound cliche, but those 3 words hold profound significance. Life is a series of hurdles and obstacles, and each of us has faced tough times academically and personally. There were moments when I felt mentally and physically exhausted, moments when giving up seemed like the easiest option. But I didn't give up because I had a clear vision of my future and how far I have come to achieve it. Despite the difficulties, I persevered, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished. Standing here as a representative of our class today is proof of that. I want to remind you that in the face of adversity, there is always a glimmer of hope. Refuse to accept impossibility as an option, for the moment you deem something impossible, it becomes so. Instead, let us view the world's hardships through rose-colored lenses, seeking out the positives within the negatives. Do not allow these obstacles to smother your flames of potential. Yes, I acknowledging that fighting against the battle will be hard. The effects of persevering will be beneficial and long-term. Regrets stem from not trying at all, so seize every opportunity to make an attempt. In closing, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for the incredible 13 years we have shared together. It has been a journey filled with ups and downs, laughters and tears, and countless memories that will stay with us for a lifetime. As we stand here on the cusp of a new chapter in our lives, I am both curious and excited to see the future that waits each and every one of us. So, my dear classmates, let us stand tall in the radiance of self-love and unwavering confidence. Embrace your uniqueness, celebrate your differences, and treat others with respect and acceptance. Let us navigate our lives with the understanding that confidence is a journey, and it's okay to stumble along the way. Together, let us seize the present moment, for it is in the pursuit of our dreams that we discover true fulfillment. As we embark on our individual paths, let the flame of self-love and confidence guide us, illuminating our way to greatness. The sacrifices we have made, the challenges we have overcome, they have shaped us into the resilient individuals we are today. Let us treasure the time we have left together, cherishing the bonds we have formed and making every moment count. Thank you and congratulations once again to the extraordinary class of 2023.
I know it's hard for some of you to listen to Yoke talk about having senioritis. I think she was more productive in May while the rest of you guys were sleeping in the senior lounge than most people could be. I believe that she's the only student to take every single AP exam ever, including self-study in physics. Just remarkable stuff. Thank you, Yoke. Well, we used to have a class president in our next speaking space. We didn't have that this year. Instead, we have a dynamic duo who really works together so well to drive the spirit and ambition of our entire graduating class and wider school community. I would like to welcome to the stage our class representatives, Ms. Mina Yoon and Chris Hoskin.
Hello everyone.
For some of you, we may be a familiar face considering how long we've been here, but if you don't know who we are, I'm Mina.
And I'm Chris. Just like any other graduation speech out there, we had no idea how to start. What we do know is we just say our thank yous. So mom and dad, wherever you are, thank you, and I love you.
I'm also totally not copying Chris, but to my family, thank you and I love you.
It's hard to accept this will be the last time we'll be standing on the stage as students, but we'll try to make the speech one that we won't look back on and regret.
Chris and I have a very long-standing friendship over the 10 years that we've been here in Chiang Mai. I remember seeing him for the first time at a summer camp and being really nervous and scared to exchange any kind of words with him. I would have never guessed how close we would have gotten, let alone giving out a graduation speech together up on this very stage.
When we were asked to give a speech about CMIS, we were both very lost as to what to talk about. It's really hard to fit almost 13 years of your life into a 30-minute speech. No, I'm joking, it's like 45 minutes. Especially when there's two of us. But one thing we can both agree on is that Chiang Mai has been a foundation for us as people, and we'll never forget that as we move on in life.
Growing up, I had a comfort blanket that I had ever since I was a baby that was inseparable from me. My family would refer to it as part of my uniform because it just could not leave anywhere without it hanging down from my shoulders or draped across my face. While I did grow out, thankfully, from bringing it everywhere as I got older, it still was something that I had to have before going to bed, as it gave me a sense of comfort and familiarity. I could not imagine not ever having it in my life. However, in 6th grade, during the spirit week of CMIS, where I had to wear PJs to school, I lost my blanket. To this day, I remember the sinking feeling I got after the realization that my blanket was just gone. It felt like a part of me was missing, and for the rest of the week, I had trouble sleeping without my blanket.
Just like the blanket was a comfort for Mina, we feel that Chiang Mai is like a comfort object for us. Both of us, Chiang Mai is so deeply rooted into our personalities that leaving it behind is like leaving part of ourselves behind. Ever since childhood, Chiang Mai has always felt like a safe bubble. Whether that be classmates, friends, or passing strangers, we've both felt the encouragement to grow and be better people, especially by our CMIS community.
So, to all our teachers, we express our deepest gratitude for the late-night emails, in-class therapy sessions, and leniency towards all our senior writers. To fellow seniors, thank you for the passion and hard work that all of you guys showed for this school year, the acceptance you have for each other, and all the unforgettable memories we were able to make despite the ups and downs.
To all the staff, admin, and sports coaches, thank you so much for all the hard work and commitment you put into CMIS. While you may not understand everything you do, and it may be frustrating at times, we're glad to see you always there with a smile on your face and supporting us in our times of need.
Last but not least, to the parents, thank you for the patience that you have shown us throughout our entire lives and being our biggest role models and supporters into becoming the young adults that we are today. While there are still a lot of things that we have yet to learn in our lives, we're so grateful for the fact that you will continue to be there for us wherever we are. So do not be surprised when we call for help in the middle of the night during college, because we will at some point.
All of you here have contributed to some of the best years of our lives, and we cannot thank you enough.
You've helped create some amazing experiences for us.
And although only a short couple of months will all be in a completely new environment, Mina and I wanted to reminisce on some of the best memories that we've made this year.
Like Dr. Sherry mentioned earlier in the speech, the outreach camp was one of the few memories that will forever be in our hearts. While watching the Final World Cup game in the middle of the mountains with the villagers was one big reason. The 5 days of just purely enjoying each other's presence without any kind of phones will forever be cherished. Our huddle every night around the campfire, talking about the little casual things, the deep conversations about our future and the gratitude for our lives. It remains as a big reminder for both of us to always seek out friendships with depth and meaning. Our friends here have definitely set the standards for what we want in our friends, which we feel is a double-edged sword, as we are on one hand so grateful to have such an amazing group of people, but also already disappointed by the fact that we won't instantly find as good of a friend group in the upcoming year.
As Mina and I have mentioned before, we're the president and vice president of Stuco, which is ironic because when I was in elementary school, I hated Stuco. I remember saying, Stuco's lame, I don't like Stuco, Stuco don't do anything fun. And when asked, why not join Stuco? I would answer, I'm not joining a sinking boat. Well, if only third grade Chris could see me now. Stuco may still be lame, but being a part of it has given me a newfound appreciation for those in management and leadership positions. Working with the Stuco team, while being difficult, has been so much fun. And to any ex-Stuco members out there listening to this, I'm sorry. So I encourage you all to take part in things. If you don't like how something is, be a force to change it. You should only be willing to complain about something if you're willing to change it.
We could now go on hours and hours about all the other amazing experiences we've had throughout our life here in Chiang Mai, but we know you guys are probably done with speeches, so we'll make this one short and come to a close.
But before we do that, we're going to take a big selfie. So everyone get your photo faces ready for the camera.
3, 2, 1.
We would like to end our speech with a quote from Winnie the Pooh.
How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Thank you all for an amazing 13 years.
Thank you to Chris and Mina. You know, coming out of the pandemic and the years and months as that went by, the school became like a seed lying dormant in the desert at the end of a long drought. It has been so nice this year to see people in classrooms, people on sports fields, and you know, the Stuco is one thing that came alive again. And another pillar of strength for our community is the parent-teacher group, which basically went from almost scratch to build up their team and to bring their positive contributions to our school on behalf of our students. And two pillars of strength within that team are Miss Deanne and Miss Weiwei. Please come to the stage to present the PTG Scholarship Award.
Chair of the parent-teacher group, I'm really pleased to congratulate this year's 2023 class of graduates just on all of your accomplishments, both as scholars and members of our learning community. We are, as the parent group, thrilled to celebrate each and every one of you. But it's also our pleasure to recognize two individuals who have shown outstanding work within their academic and their leadership involvements. Each year, the PTG awards two students with the Outstanding Scholarship Award, which is a merit-based cash prize. And it really celebrates and acknowledges students who have demonstrated not only academic excellence, but also leadership and community service, both within CMIS and also within the broader community. The proceeds from our recent community-wide solace sale, as well as additional funds from the PTG reserves, are what have been combined to create this cash prize. So students must submit an application which outlines not only their GPA, but also additional academic involvements, voluntary work, and then their positive influence as leaders, both within the CMIS student body and also within external spheres as well. So as senior administrator, a PTG representative, one of the parents and then also a teacher collectively gather and evaluate each anonymous application. And we do it in quite a specific process in order to identify both a runner-up and then the first prize winner, which best reflect those core values of outstanding performance throughout their final year here at CMIS.
Out of the 10 applications, the 2 students who have been selected this year have both demonstrated incredible talents as mobilizers, energetic and passionate leaders, and rigorous, dedicated students. The runner-up of this year's Outstanding Senior Scholarship Award with a cash prize of 15,000 baht goes to Young Min Yun. Mina. Of this year's Outstanding Senior Scholarship Award with the cash prize of 13,000 baht goes to 35,000 baht. Goes to Christopher James Hosmer. Of the class of 2023. All of your hard work and perseverance have led you to this proud moment in each of your lives. Best wishes on your next adventure. Congratulations.
Spoiler alert. Okay. To the future speakers, let's be careful with the arrow keys on the podium, please. Thank you. Quick plug for the PTG. Agency and voice is so important for every single community member. So please contact Ms. Weiwei or Ms. Dian or any school administrator or teacher if you want to get involved. The more parent involvement, the better we are as a community. So thank you to all of the parents for your support. We will take pause for a moment here and move around the auditorium a little bit as our graduates make their presentation to their parents, guardians, and families. So when the music begins, I will ask our graduates to stand, and parents, you may also stand, and we'll take approximately 3 to 5 minutes for the presentation of the day. Graduates, please stand.
Oh
always so great to get to meet the parents as a principal. You really can see that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and it's great to see the positive impacts that all of our parents, guardians, and family members have on our graduates. So let's give a round of applause to our families, guardians, and parents. Thank you. We have another team speech for you today. You got a little preview of it here a few minutes ago, but I promise you it gets better as the slides move on. I would like to welcome to the stage two of our newer teachers who came from the same school, and we are blessed to have them as teaching members of our faculty. Please come to the stage, Mr. Will Langston and Mr. Matthew Sawyer.
This speech will not be as risque as that photo you all just saw in Pliers. Good afternoon, everybody. Naturally, first things first, can we please, first of all, just have another round of applause for the graduating class of 2023. This is going to be a slightly unorthodox speech, as I've told some of you already. It's going to be a bit of a mishmash of ideas with a complete lack of direction, much like most of my English classes. In it, I'd like to acknowledge those who I've taught this semester, first of all, as individuals, perhaps even pass judgment on some of you, and reveal my true inner feelings, as well as make clear my admiration for you as a collective group. My guest and I will then end by handing out what I know has been a much anticipated award to 3 particular students. So I'm not really sure who to start with. I guess I'll start with Isabel, since she was the first acknowledged salutatorian. So Isabel, other than your continuous insults and spreading of misinformation about my beloved dog, and the fact that in my 7 years of teaching you hold the record for falling asleep the most number of times in my class, I have thoroughly enjoyed reading everything that you have written over the last couple of years. You're one of the best writers I've ever had the pleasure of teaching, and always, rather weirdly, I always look forward to grading your work. Hong, I know how tricky that you have found things from time to time, but I really take my hat off to you in the way that you have applied yourself, handled yourself, and dedicated yourself in my class throughout this year. Thank you. Danielle, I love your quirkiness, your peculiar little dances that you randomly perform in my class, and your pitiful English accent. You bring in wonderful energy to my classroom, and it's been a pleasure to teach you over the course of 2 years in AP and English 12. Micaiah. Oh no, sorry, Oren. Oren, I can't help the fact that I have a favourite. Just kidding. In all seriousness, I'm really going to miss you, Oren. I sometimes dream about teaching an AP philosophy class with a full of Orens and pitching them all against each other to see what happens. I bet all the world's problems would get solved pretty quickly, and records would be broken in regards to the number of erratic hand gestures and fist pumps accompanying key points being made. I love your insight truly into a range of topics, and your perspectives bring so much to my class. Thank you. Idea, you're just so kind, hardworking, calm. You make life so much easier for me, and have done throughout my teaching of AP. Thank you for your dedication. Dew, your mind frightens me. You're so analytical and calculated that this year I've had an irrational fear that somehow you'll penetrate to the depths of who I really am and reveal my deepest, darkest secrets to all. Thank you for holding back. Colin, you're just so chill. I have nothing more to say, nothing less. Other than when you sit down and leave, I barely even see you move during class. It's quite remarkable. You're one of the most easygoing students I think I've ever met. Putter, you're one of the most jolly and bubbly students I've also ever taught. A happy putter is a happy Mr. Sawyer. Far, I do not actually perceive you as a student. Please don't take this the wrong way, but I see you as a 30 to 40-year-old woman with 2 kids who runs a business in her spare time and who is even more mature than I am, with school just being a kind of hobby on the side. You bring such a calming presence to the classroom. Whom? It's odd, I also see you as a middle-aged man with 2 kids who runs a business with his wife on the side and who is also more mature than I am. I know that you have had plenty of sporting commitments this year, but as a teacher I really appreciate all the hard work that you've put in catching up. Timothy. I've got nothing, Timothy. No, your bumbling buffoonery brings a smile to my face each and every day. Thank you. I love you really, Tim. You know I do. You are quite the writer. It's awesome to see a student with such a passion for something at such a young age. Keep at it. Kendo. Never before has a human being tried to shake my hand so much whilst iterating the word bro. It's weird. I would also like to extend my sincere apologies, Kendo, for going back on my word when I promised that I would give you extra credit if you scored a hat-trick at CMIS. You have taught me that impossible is nothing. Pink, stay pink. Let that personality shine, but please be more charitable to your laptop keyboard. Sarah, I must admit I was also a little afraid of you for the 3/4 of the year. I think maybe because I never saw your face for most of that time. Your dedication in class, however, has been truly admirable, and I love the artistic flair that you have integrated into your work recently. John, you are like a ninja. Half the time I mark you absent at the beginning of class, and then you literally pop out of nowhere halfway through the class at the back, and I have no idea how you do it or where you come from. It's quite remarkable. Yoke, having witnessed your Oscar-winning performance during an AP promotional film, in which you advocated for the installation of a high-performance dual simultaneous toilet on campus, I advise that you abandon all academic goals and pursue a career in acting. For those who don't know what a high-performance dual simultaneous toilet is, this is what our valedictorian was advocating for in my class just a few weeks ago. Lalin, I know you're not here. I know that you're quiet and you're relatively relaxed, but can I just say that you're one of the best public speakers that I've ever heard. Your poetry analysis in class a couple of weeks ago completely blew me away. Cece, you have more style and fashion sense than 95% of your class. I think we could all take a leaf out of your book. Penelope, you're another student who exudes passion for something, which is rare, as is the case with your love for small animals. I think this is really cool, since I have a small animal, and you should cherish this passion and see where it might lead in the future. Lydia, you bring a smile to my face whenever you walk into my classroom, and you're often one of the first to say hello. Thank you. I've also particularly loved our conversations about The Alchemist. Eliza, at prom, I was blown away to learn that quiet, introverted, shy girl who I must say was frequently invisible in my class was actually Cardi B. You never cease to surprise. Sol, I love your happy-go-lucky attitude. You always make me feel like everything is just going to be all okay. Chris, my fellow brother-in-arms, you're a true English gentleman, and I've no doubt that you'll go on to be a bright beacon of light amidst the inevitable wave you'll face of pompous and overly sarcastic Englishmen when you go to university. Don't let those mean bricks dampen your spirits. Stay bright. Chong, if I had a son, I would do my best to model him on you. You have been a joy to teach, and I will truly miss all of our lunchtime and after-class conversations about politics, philosophy, spirituality, and other hard-hitting topics. I really think the world can learn a lot from you. Individually, I'm sure we can all agree that you're rather a peculiar bunch in your own unique ways. But collectively, in my 7 years of teaching countless grade 12 classes, I can genuinely find you the most warming, inspiring, and enlightening group of seniors that I've ever had the pleasure of teaching. You are a family. So to nearly end my speech and end on a cheesy, somewhat cliche quote that I found buried at the bottom of an email from my dad, none of you have the right to the cards you believe you should have been dealt with. You have an obligation to play the hell out of the cards you're holding. I think you've all been given a pretty damn good set of cards, in some form or another. Never lose that kindness, that warmth, that camaraderie and support for those around you and for the society in which you live. These essential qualities that become so abundant in the way you interact with your teachers, your fellow students, peers, and all on campus throughout your time on CMIS. Play those cards well. To sign off, I'd like to quickly acknowledge 3 students to receive a much anticipated and indeed sought after award that Isabel kindly reminded me of that I'd completely forgotten about. This award goes back to semester 1 when Isabel, Danielle, and Hong as a team displayed mastery of literary devices. The group asked for in fact I say the group begged for a framed photograph of my dog. For those who can't see, I actually do have a blow-up photo of this beautiful award. I asked her to smile just for the special occasion. Please don't be frightened. I know that you're probably desperate to get your hands on this award, Isabel, Danielle, and Hong, but I'll give it to you after. And whilst this is up on screen, it's probably also a good time to acknowledge Mina, who yesterday wrote me a beautiful farewell comment, which I have with me here today. And I'd just like to read out this last part. I wish you all the best in the next school year without us. I know we will be greatly missed by you, haha. I wish the best for you and your Chihuahua baby. Stay strong against the haters. Mina, I must say that this really quite struck a chord with me. But I found it somewhat ironic given that you were in fact one of the initial haters who I believe instigated much of the unsavory rumors about my Chihuahua that have spread around campus over the past year and a half. So to finish off today, if you'll just bear with me 1 second, 2 seconds. Grade 12, today is finally the day before you leave. I finally put to rest all the misinformation, the fear-mongering that you have directed towards this beautiful little creature. Today is the day that you, grade 12, can finally see that she does not in fact resemble a rat. She does not screech and yap 24/7. And she is not in any shape or form, Chong, overtly aggressive in her demeanor, but rather embodies one of sophistication, as can be demonstrated by her chosen attire for today's event. So from me, and as Mina said, my Chihuahua baby, I wish you all the very best and an abundance of success and happiness. Please do keep in touch. I congratulate you all one more time. Thank you.
Check. Whew. What's up, seniors? Good morning, CMIS parents, teachers, staff, and family.
Wow, here we are. What's up, everybody? How you feeling? Good? I am beyond honored to be standing up here today. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Will. For the past 2 years, I have had the pleasure of teaching art to this amazing graduating class. Over those 2 years, the high school art room has become a nexus of art, music, ideas, laughter, crying, and of course, coffee. To be honest, most days don't feel like work. Whether it's having deep chats about religion with Chris, or talking to Colin about Cece's Riz game. Most school days for me consist of teaching art, exchanging ideas with this amazing community, and partaking in endless deep discussions. And somehow, at the end of all of these amazing discussions, work gets done. Some of your work became masterpieces. And others, well, works in progress. This is an anonymous piece, by the way. That's supposed to be me, not Edgar Allan Poe. By the way. Seniors, each of you have been brave enough to share windows into your personal lives. From photo essays about family relationships, to watercolors of small animals, or paintings of your cherished memories. I am so thankful that I got to experience these expressions with you every day and watch you grow. Each one of you has a unique voice, and I cannot wait to see how you share that voice with the rest of the world. Thank you, seniors, for all of your courage, enthusiasm, and unique voices. As I began writing this speech, I realized that this would be one of the last times that I would get to speak with all of you directly for a very long time. I realized that you've all shared so much art with me, and I realized that it was finally time for me to share something with you. And so today, on your graduation day, I would like to share a poem with you that is all about you. In the land of Chiang, where dreams take flight, CMIS stands tall, a beacon shining bright. As we gather here, graduates full of grace, let's celebrate your journey, this special place. First, let's meet Dew. He brings joy and delight, unlocking the secrets of numbers day and night. Next, we have Juan, a spirit so strong, though his arm may be broken, his spirit's lifelong. Now let's meet Cece. Siz's tunes he can't resist. In his heart, the phrase, God bless, persists. Introducing Kendo, often tardy, it's true. On God, he declares, with his own unique hue. Now let's welcome Oren and Mina. They'll conquer without fear. Yeet, skeet, repeat their motto, full of cheer. I still don't know what that means. Let's meet T, a student with a peculiar flair. Fishing is his passion. He embraces being weird with care. Like Drake, Elisa just flipped the switch. Partying with passion, she's in her element, rich. Next up, it's Jack, a force in MUN's embrace. Fearless at protests, he stands with unwavering grace. Now meet Prin, with style and flair so bold. Fashion's her passion, Parsons awaits her story to unfold. Fa tends to the heart, nursing her care, while Poom's off to USA, dreams to declare. Let's meet Soul, aspiring to be a YouTube star. Emotions on her sleeve, she shares her journey no matter how far. Chong, Toronto bound with intelligence ablaze. On Goggins, he exclaims, conquering's life maze. Tim, in a splash, fell into the pool's embrace. Okay, I'll remember that. That was hilarious. Off to America he goes with basketball dreams to chase. Colin, bound for SCAD, where architecture takes flight, building dreams with passion, his future shining bright. Hong Hong sips Jadobao, a drink so sweet, and putter in swimming pools, socks would be neat. Everybody put his foot in his JL, with lens in hand, captures beauty untold. Through the art of photography, his stories unfold. In The Last of Us, Boom finds a world to explore. Metal Gear Solid fuels his gaming lore. Danielle's art blooms, vibrant and bright. Idea's little black dog, her joy, her light. It's like Sawyer too. Tina sings with passion, her voice takes flight, while Penelope, found with rabbits, finds pure delight. John's dreams of fame on Korea's grand stage. As an actor, he'll captivate with talent and engage. Pink's laughter echoes a joyful sound. Lawlen's artistry awe-inspiring and renowned. Rihanna, with grace, dreams to dance in the States. In America's rhythm, she'll find her artistic fate. Yoke, a brilliant that shines so bright. Her intellect shines a guiding light. Isabel's movie collection, unique and vast. DVDs no one wants, her love for them steadfast. Lydia, Harry Potter's magic she adores, generously lending aloe vera, a student that soars. Thank you for the aloe vera, that was a horrible sunburn. Sarah and Mara, a duo serene, each one of you are going to go slay queen. Chris, with Blender, creates masterpieces with skill. A future in movies, his dreams he'll fulfill. Together in the art room, we've shared laughter, tears, and more. And now as Eagle graduates, you will all soar. And even though you guys are a little sus, as Pink and Panthers and Ice Spice would say, you're good enough. Can we all give Miss Gift a huge round of applause? She's a classically trained pianist, and I just made her play Ice Spice. Like, what is that? Okay. Okay. Seniors, I have one more thing for you as we depart. In the words of your generation, Kendo, you'll probably get this. On God, you ain't capping. The class of 2023 is pushing P. You are lit, slay, and of course, slay queens. Let's go! Thank you.
Thank you for the teachers, Mr. Will and Mr. Sawyer, who provided the graduation address. And I would like to also recognize teachers that are staying and also those that are leaving for their next steps in their career. May we give all of the proud and hardworking educators a round of applause as thanks. Without further ado, the moment you've all been waiting for, it is time for the presentation of diplomas. May I ask Dr. Kinnersley to please come to the stage, and row one of the graduates, please rise and make your way to the stair. In order to help us with the names, Mr. Doug and Miss An.
Cham Ni Thurakan
Choi. Lauren Desmond. Stephen Glasgow. Colin Jacob.
Deep Linh Jian. Sán Rắc Ghia Trơnวัด เจนิวคิว
ส
Stichko. Interviewing at universities, but please let us give her a round of applause. Chong Wan. Isabel Wilson. Eliza Yang.
Hold your horses here for a minute. It's not yet official. Mr. Sawyer, you think we got time for another essay? Maybe a couple more homeworks? More vocab quizzes? Come on. All right. We have an esteemed member of our board of directors here today to deliver a message to the class of 2023, along with the commissioning of the graduates. I'd like to welcome to the stage Mrs. Catherine McDaniel.
I'm in awe of you all and all the wonderful things that you have said about your classmates, about your teachers, about your program of learning since you've been here at CMIS. And it's my privilege today to represent the Board of Directors of Chiang Mai International School to join with you, your families, your teachers, and all the CMIS community to celebrate this milestone in your lives. We know you've done your best, and we're very proud of you. As the Board of Directors representative, it's my role to deliver the words of commissioning as we send you out into the world. But before that, I'd like to share some thoughts with you as you transition to the next stage of your life. So yes, another speech. I'll try not to make it too long. Lately, I've been able to identify with all of you in your transition in a more personal way, as I'm one of several board members who are completing their term of service to the CMIS board. As this time of change in the board leadership draws near, I've been reflecting on the past 8 years serving on the board of CMIS. I've sometimes questioned myself, have I given my best to CMIS? What are the blessings I've received in being a part of this wonderful community? Is there any unfinished business to take care of? Are there any shaky relationships I need to repair before I leave? How can I leave well? Do any of my reflections resonate with your thoughts, graduating class? As over the past few weeks, you've finished your final exams, you've had your senior trip, you've sorted through the accumulation of your stuff, what to keep, what to discard. And of course, you've spent time together hanging out at the mall with your friends for just one last time. But you've had time to reflect and think about things. Graduating from high school in the international setting is especially significant. As for many of you, this means not only leaving Chiang Mai, CMIS, leaving family, leaving Thailand, and having to start out on your own in many unknown situations. Indeed, life is full of navigating unknown situations. The past 2 weeks, the world has marked 70 years since the New Zealander Sir Edmund Hillary and the Sherpa Norgay Tenzing reached the summit of Mount Everest, the highest mountain in the world. As a fellow New Zealander, it's always been with a great sense of pride that I remember that event in world history. These men and their support team had trained and prepared for years for the climb. But they too faced the unknown as they made their final ascent to the top of Mount Everest on May the 29th, 1953. But they made it, and the world was proud. However, for both of these men, the part of their life stories that I appreciate even more than them reaching the summit of Mount Everest is what they did after that momentous event in world history. They didn't just bask in the honour and the glory of the achievement. Both men dedicated the rest of their lives to helping the Sherpa people. Sir Edmund Hillary set up a non-profit organisation, the Himalayan Trust, which has been dedicated to building schools, hospitals and airfields to improve the life and the well-being of the Sherpa people. Sir Edmund Hillary once said, "Human life is far more important than just getting to the top of a mountain." CMIS graduates of 2023, you've studied hard. and have reached a milestone, the top of the CMIS mountain. Your families and the CMIS community have given their best to train and equip you. Congratulations to you. You've got to the top. But there's more. So much more. How will you be guided into your future steps? I want us to pause just for a moment and look up at the front of the auditorium, and you'll notice the school crest. Have you ever thought about what that symbolizes for you? This crest provides us with a reminder of our CMIS experience. On the crest, you'll see a cross, actually there's two of them, and you'll see a B, two B's. The cross symbolizes a prayerful Christian life, and the B is a symbol of perseverance. Note the red band that's on the top of the crest, symbolizing sacrifice. And below are the Latin words ora et labora, which translates into English as prayer and work. I encourage you today and for the rest of your lives to hold on to these words. Firstly, ora, or prayer. Perhaps you might be thinking, what's prayer? I don't know how to pray. Who am I praying to? How do I get started to think about praying? You may seek help from others to guide you. Praying or talking to God may seem strange and unknown at the beginning, but it's worth the effort. It will change your life. Be reminded of the B and persevere. Don't give up. God will always be present with you as you pray to Him. And the second word is labora, for work. We hope that in your future your work will be joy-filled, but it may also sometimes be toilsome and even involve great personal sacrifice. Many of you may not know that Sir Edmund Hillary's own wife and daughter died in a plane crash in Nepal as they were flying to an alpine station to build a hospital many years ago. But even that personal tragedy in Sir Edmund Hillary's life did not deter him from his life calling. So the two concepts of prayer and work go hand in hand. As we pray and allow ourselves to draw closer to God's prominent presence, our eyes are open to be more clearly seen and do the work that God has planned for you. When Dr. Untitled read from the passage in Proverbs in the Bible, chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, did you notice what it said? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him that is God, and He will make your paths straight. Or we could paraphrase these two verses, and they could read something like this. Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. He's the one who will keep you on track. Don't assume that you know it all. Run to God. And in the Bible, another passage in the Bible, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11, we read, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord God. plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So graduates of CMIS 2023, God has plans and purposes for each one of you. We sang the song at the beginning, Be Thou My Vision. Let God be your vision. Remember the words, Ora and Labora. Write these words on your hearts as you leave CMIS and go out into the world. Pray and work. My personal prayer and desire is that you'll open your spiritual eyes and seek God in prayer. Then you will see God present in our world and desire to work with Him and for Him in all your endeavors. Our thoughts, prayers, and support will be with you. And we know that wherever your life journey takes you, you will be a credit to our CMIS family. So now comes the time for the commissioning. Today's program is drawing to a close. It's my privilege to represent the CMIS Board of Directors to commission you as you leave us and go out into the world. Graduates 2023, please stand to receive the words of commissioning and remain standing. Remain standing for the prayer of commissioning by the school chaplain, Bruce Asana, Nayib Street, Chiang. A few minutes ago, each of you was presented with an official diploma indicating that you have met the standards set forth by the Chiang International School Board of Directors and the Church of Christ in Thailand. The diploma you earned now provides you the rights, privileges, and responsibilities associated with a high school diploma as granted by Chiang International School. You join a long line of distinguished CMIS alumni who have used the privilege of their education to make valuable contributions towards a better world. So I commission you on behalf of the Chiang International School Board of Directors, as well as other accrediting bodies that support the school governance, and also your teachers who worked to instill knowledge and humanity as part of your core essence. It is an honor to promote you as graduates of Chiang International School. You have met the requirements according to CMIS policy, standards, and practice. You may now move your tassel from the right side of your waterboard to the left. Parents, guardians, family, friends, I present to you now the class of CMIS graduating class 2023. Congratulations.
Dear God, as our young eagles leave the nest, we pray for you to bless them with a lifelong learning spirit, to move forward, not only themselves, but also those around them. A courageous mindset to create, to adapt, and to reach beyond the unknown. A compassionate spirit to care, and take action to help those in need, and an international vision to accept, to respect, and cherish all who are different. And may the memories of CMIS be always be with them, both the struggles and the success, as a reminder to stay strong. Also the good times and also the friendships, as a beacon for them to always look upon to. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord makes His face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face towards you and give you peace. We pray all these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. As we begin to bring this ceremony to a close, it's very important to recognize the contribution of Mrs. McDaniel over the past 8 years to our board of directors. She has been a source of strength and spiritual guidance for so many people and so many graduates. Thank you so much for your service, Mrs. McDaniel. Before we close, it's just going to take a few minutes here. I want to say a few more things, and then we're going to have people kind of moving around the stage to set up for a group photo, throw their mortar boards in the air, and that will bring our ceremony to a close. So I would like to see a round of applause for our talented musicians to my right and to my left, and for earlier. Also to all of our support with facilities, technology, Miss Pat and her team for literally organizing everything that you see today. Thank you so much. And finally, and most importantly of all, as we send you guys off into the world, one more round of applause for the class of 2023. Mr. Tom, if we could have the house lights up, we're going to set up the stage for a photo. Graduates, you're welcome to come up to the stage, as just maybe give them a couple minutes here. And thank you guys very much for attending the ceremony. You're welcome to hang out, and we'll see you all again next year to do this one more time. Thank you very much.